Yo, what it do, virtual hoopers? The king is back. The boss is finally back on the court. I've been out of commission, feeling a little under the weather. I'm feeling a whole lot better, and I was ready to get back to dropping content. So this is some of the older content before I was feeling too bad, but now I'm 99. So you're going to start seeing a whole lot of 99 content, and I'm going to talk about my build in one of the next videos when I really showcase what my build is at a 99. But there's a lot that's been going on in 2K since I've been gone for the past 11 days. And I want to talk to you about it a little bit. So first of all, I want to focus on the things like the 2 developmental blogs about next gen gameplay. Now, I know a lot of that stuff sounds exciting, and I'm pretty excited for the most part, but there was only a couple things that really tickled my fancy, as you know, this is something that I'm regionally excited about. Like the first thing, of course, in the latest blog where they talked about just movement, next gen movement on the court. Now, to me, I pride myself on playing great defense. So when it comes down to it, as long as I can move freely around the court, and they really focused on how moving off the ball and with the ball, they changed that to a point where you can turn when you want to turn, take a light step when you want to take a light step, play your way and not feel restricted to taking bigger steps and bigger movements. So that was something that I really thought was engaging for a player like myself. I know most people would love to just have a little more control as to how they move on the court, and so I know that was something that got me excited. Another thing that had got me excited was the supposed improvements on on ball and off ball defense. Okay, being able to bump a little bit better to a point where it feels a whole lot more realistic. It don't feel like you're getting pulled in the animations. Now, in 2K21 on current gen, I don't really find myself getting pulled into too many animations when I play online, and that's mainly because the same way that you guys go out there and you master your jump shot to deal with the latency when you're playing in park or rec, is the same way I master my my inputs when it comes down to moving along the lines on defense. So hopefully they can get some of these latency issues fixed, but when it boils down to it, as long as I can get some solid control over my movements, I think that's going to make me even more dangerous on the defensive side. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I am the greatest defender, but I do pride myself on being top tier at what I do on defense. You saw me make that mistake right there. I'm not trying to do things like that on next gen, but I do like the fact that they're making that improvement on the defensive end. And like I said, if y'all want me to do a complete breakdown of these articles, once the next blog drops, the next piece of information, which is supposed to drop within the next couple of days, I'm guessing tomorrow, then that's when we'll probably do a deeper dive into all of it. But I really wanted to, spend some time talking about that. Another one of the things that I thought was cool, but to me, it's all about when we see it and feel it in the game, and that's that foot planting. They've always tried to improve foot planting in 2K, and it's never really turned out the way that they wanted. And I think that has something to do more so with internal setups versus external setups. Hopefully we do see some really good improvements there on foot planting. There was a couple of other little tidbits of information that I did enjoy reading about. One of the biggest things, of course, to me personally, has to be the difference between a flat shot and more of a rainbow shot. I like that you now have some control over how you pull those shots off. It does mean that shooting with the stick will become more of something that people should look forward to doing. But whether you're using the new shooting mechanic or the old shooting mechanic, I think that's just going to boil down to the factor of how you pull, how fast you pull back on that trigger. So the fact that it won't be locked to those who are just using the new shooting mechanic, that's an awesome thing. One little takeaway that I did have from one of the next gen blogs that was also something we're talking about was some of these things that we're seeing in next gen is currently in the current gen. And then there are things that we were supposed to see in current gen that we won't see to next gen, and they're using it more of a selling point, and we might see them make those improvements down the line. The biggest thing, of course, I'm talking about is the increase in the shot meter. Now, they talked about before 2K21 came out, they talked about how the shot meter, when the demo came out, they talked about how the shot meter was small, but they had worked on improving the size in the final version, and it felt like they really didn't improve it that much. If anything, it went up maybe a pixel, all right, in scale. But in the next gen version, we're getting an overhaul and a complete revamped and new looking shot meter. Not completely new looking, but a bigger shot meter. So The scale of that looks like it's going to be a whole lot better, but I'm guessing, this is me taking a wild guess at it, that once that scale is out there for next gen, then we'll see it on current gen. I think that's what they'll do. They'll wait until after they put it out there on next gen and then put it out there on current gen. And I know I agree with you a little bit if you're thinking that's kind of scummy. I do believe so too. I think that not everybody's going to be on next gen, so you shouldn't look at it and say, well, next gen is the only one we should put the biggest focus on, and then we'll scrape by, cleaning up current gen. That should never be the focus. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the thing that's going around in the news recently, and that is the use of ads in 2K. Now, I know some of you probably think that I'm gonna come on down on the side of 2K. We also today apologized, said that it won't happen in the next video, but it's still gonna happen with the current 2K TV video. Now, here's the problem that I have with it. It's less that the ad exists, because it's not really an unskippable ad. It's really just the fact that during the time that the ad is playing, it slows down the load of the game assets and everything to get you on. So that's what makes it look like an unskippable ad. But I would love to know from the cats who play on PC some legit fact whether or not, if you got a nice beefy rig and everything, and let's say for instance you turn down the visual settings to a point where it's using little to no graphical power, does the ad still, slow down the load up of the game? That's a question I would look, because I haven't seen nobody answer that question just yet, but I've heard that people on PC are seeing the same thing, that you're seeing a little ad load, and yeah, it's there, and we can't really sit up here and say, well, it's understandable to try things. Nah, I kind of have to say that you shouldn't be trying nothing like this, not on a game that you're already having people pay $60 for. I love 2K, but little things like that kind of annoy me when it comes down to the grand scheme of things. Like some people were saying that if this is a free to play game, I can understand that, and I have to agree with that, but for the most part, I really do believe that they just should have never even attempted that at all. Like, it shouldn't have been something that you got to go back and apologize for. Like, you tried it before. We didn't like it then. It doesn't change, because the years change. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm hoping that that's something that they just stop trying to do. Unless you're gonna make a portion of 2K like free to play. So if a person can get a free version of Park or Rec or something like that, like if you're gonna do that and you got them ads in there, okay, I can understand when they're loading in the Park. If you're gonna make My Career a free to play thing, and guaranteed you're gonna see those ads when you're loading up in between games, okay, that's understandable. But I really don't want to see that in a game that we're paying $60 for out the gate, and then soon to be paying $70 on the regular. Okay, so that's something that's kind of weird there, and I'm hoping that that's something that they get situated, sorted out, and we never have to worry about again. A lot of people have been talking about what we can expect from the biggest news to come out. That's what will be coming out between tomorrow and when? Tuesday, Thursday? It's Tuesday. So between tomorrow and Thursday, there's supposed to be big news, and I'm guessing that's when we'll get the true overhaul of what new features we can expect. And at that point, that's when I'll either be completely excited or just like, yeah, y'all really screwed the pooch on this one. So hopefully it's more exciting than anything else, because a lot of the things that people are talking about in 2K when it comes down to improvements, a lot of those improvements are there, in 2K21. Visually, the game is going to be light years ahead of where it's at now, but to me, visual upgrades make everything look beautiful. But I've seen a lot of these so-called animation upgrades and rim protecting upgrades, and ability to contend a little bit better. Like I said, when it comes down to moving around the court, I'm hoping for some improvements there, because if we can get that straightened out, then everything else will kind of fall in place. Okay, if we get away from the 2K relying more heavy on animations than just an actual scenario setup, then once we get there, then that's when we're looking at 2K to be good. That's when we're looking at 2K to be good. And when I say that, I mean that essentially, if I'm playing and I hit a person with a left-right move and then go right again, and they think that I was gonna go left, and so they attempt to try to cut my left off, and that causes an ankle breaker, all right, boom, Now, and I've said this a couple years ago. That's the one thing I thought live did actually pretty well. Like you wasn't getting ankles just because, you pulled off these chain moves. You was getting ankles because the simple fact is you literally had to make your opponent, bite down on a fake, bite down on a pump. And because of it, you got what I thought they didn't look like the best animations, but you got the more realistic scenario for animations being called. Some people might not like hearing me say that, but that was the case. So 2K, like I said, there's been a lot going on, and as you can see, I've been in the park. This is old footage. You're gonna see some new footage probably starting tomorrow when it come down to playing as a 99, because I've really been enjoying the fact that what my build can do. And this is the build that I started 2K with, and that is my facilitating finisher. My ball handling can get to 80. I was able to max it out at 76, but because of the +4 upgrades getting to 99, I'm able to get 80, which means I get pro dribble moves, park dribble moves. I get and then at the same time, you look at things like my dunks. I can get all contact dunks except for big man contact dunks, and I have a dunk. I think my dunk maxed out at 85 or 86, something like that. So I'm able to get all contact dunks except for the big man. That's because I don't have a standing dunk at like 75. That's cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? As much as I wouldn't mind having big man contact dunks for Pro-Am or Rec, I wasn't playing Rec too much. It really feel like Rec is just there this year. I don't know how y'all feel, but I haven't been able to get as many games in Rec as I can get in the park right now. He almost caught me with a body. I had to sidestep that a little bit. But like I said, there's been a lot of news. But as far as next gen, I'm looking forward to it. I'll give y'all the best kind of review that I can. Try to get my hands on a little bit of everything within the system, within the structure, to see whether or not, come on, man, these blocks is what I do, to see whether or not the game is truly an improvement next gen, or if it's just a visual upgrade compared to current gen. So I'm looking forward to that. We also got Mafia content should be coming out soon. We just got to finish cutting that bad boy together. I want to do something a little different with that, especially because I never got a chance to play the original Mafia on PlayStation 2 back in the day. That was before I really started getting into just playing a whole lot of games. That was when I was only playing like sports games and fighting games, and I was terrible at fighting games. I don't even know why I was playing them at that moment. But like I said, it was a whole lot to talk about. I'm hoping you all enjoying it so far. Stay tuned for more of it. Like I said, it wasn't too much to talk about when it came down to what 2K has in store for the next gen, because as much as I can tell y'all have already seen people give their opinions and their views on it. And for me, I said, as much as I would love to share those opinions and views, just like they think, we gotta wait until the game comes out, and then we can truly see what this game will have in store for us, and whether or not this is going to be 2K21 next gen or 2K19 version 3. That's what it is right now. But I got me some good work in. As y'all can see, I managed to get me a win, trying to make me another comeback win. You see the 3-pointer dropping that bad boy. And here's the thing, my 3-pointer at that point in time was at 60, I think 60 straight, 60 or 61. And so as you can see, you saw during the games, I wasn't consistently shooting, but when I was able to get that bad boy, I was able to hit me a shot. So that's always a good look. I know some people say, man, I got to be able to consistently shoot. I just think I need to find me a better jumper than the one that I have. I was going with one that I used to mess with, and I tweaked it a little bit, and it just doesn't work for me. So I'm gonna test some new jumpers when I go out to the park later on today, and just see, if I can find me something. And this dude right here, the dog goes hard. He got a good body on me. But if you watch that last game, I shut him down. I made him obsolete, and I tried to do the same thing this game. He got a nice little dunk on me, and that's where I talk about things like the contact dunks can be challenged. You'll see some footage down the line of me actually getting dunked on. Not in this clip, but not in this game, but you'll see some footage at one point of me getting dunked on, but I was able to control where I jumped and when I challenged, and gave myself the best chance to stop the shot. I still got put on a poster. I ain't mad at it, because I'm gonna get mine. You see me trying to get my shots. I swear this looks like a carbon copy of the last game, because the simple fact is I'm missing my shots all in the same areas, and he just threw up a wild air ball. He made that one shot, and all of a sudden he just thought them drinks was gonna be butter. He probably thought he was gonna get that dribble pull up around the rim. He must got a high close shot. We've been like as you can see, you know what I'm saying, we got us, it's a 2020 game. We looking to try to end it. I'm gonna give me a steal at the rim, kick it up to my man, go all the way to the basket, man, and he gets that block. But you already know we get ball back. I'm gonna set up something sweet, look for my main man, my new main mans. I wasn't playing with both my homies. One of them took a little break, then he took a break, but it's all right. He'll be in more content coming up. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.